All right, so here's the fork in the road. Will Dr. Michelle Dow blow the whistle, or will she continue in her, with her pension plan, the brick mansion, and the lakefront estate? Well, if we know, we could take an educated guess that she will certainly not, and she will, protect her fellow abortionists by continuing on with the deception. So if Michelle Dow were to blow the whistle on the abortion and contraceptive industry, if she had one sliver of honor left in her, at that point, you have to understand how cold and hardened the heart becomes once you kill a baby, and then you get rewarded. Quite handsomely, with a very beautiful salary and incentives from the industry and all this stuff. Your heart it becomes cold and hardened. So don't expect any kind of honor or remorse or anything like that. Certainly a depraved lunatic with a cold and hardened heart. But let's say, for example, if she were to blow the whistle on the abortion and contraceptive industry, it would be a massive turning point. Here's how it might unfold. So, a public confession. She steps forward acknowledging that she has knowingly prescribed abortifacient drugs and participated in a system that deceives women about their reproductive health. She admits that these medications do not simply prevent ovulation, but actively contribute to the loss of human life at the embryonic stage. Like I said, it's a real baby. It's a real baby that is lost because of her, not because of the corrupt lawmakers, not because of the pharmaceutical industry executives and all that stuff. No, the blame and the culpability rests squarely on her shoulders, and she is certainly guilty of a massive crime, a massive crime. So, revealing industry corruption. Let's say, for example, she were to blow the whistle. She exposes how pharmaceutical companies, lawmakers, and medical institutions have pushed a false narrative about conception and pregnancy in order to increase profits, the profits that she directly, makes for them. She's just a foot soldier in this whole machine. So she discloses a direct and indirect pressures placed on her as a doctor to prescribe these drugs without full transparency. She would say, "Look, I admit I did this, and there was a lot of pressure to be able to, deceive the woman so that they were to." I'm sorry about that. That is not what I want at all. I'm sorry about that. These pop-ups are getting annoying. I'm sorry about that. Oh man. Anyway, oh man, it's just not right. Sorry about that. So a call for we'll just continue. A call for ethical medicine. She renounces her past actions, calls on fellow medical professionals to do the same, and urges a return to true Hippocratic medicine. She advocates for a full disclosure to patients and an end to deceptive practices in reproductive health care. So the legal and professional fallout, the industry would immediately attempt to discredit her, stripping her of medical credentials, dismissing her claim as misinformation, and possibly taking legal action against her for breaking industry non-disclosure agreements. Um, but her testimony would be too significant to ignore, right? So this testimony would be powerful. It would, certainly would be powerful, and it could be used to save lives, right? That's the whole point here. We could be saving lives. We could be saving the destruction of an entire culture. That's how not just one life or two, but we could be making sure that the entire culture doesn't get destroyed. It would be a powerful testimony, right? Does she still, would she still be a criminal and still, belong in jail? Absolutely. I mean, are you kidding me? This kind of culpability doesn't just go away because you're blowing the whistle, and that's why she's probably not going to blow the whistle. The statistical probability of her blowing the whistle is zero. She's going to continue with her, very nice pension plan, her brick mansion, and like I said, if she's tired of the exceedingly luxurious brick mansion, well, she just goes to her lakefront estate. And if she's tired of that, well, she goes on her many vacations that she's too busy posting on her social media page, and going to Cuba and France and all this stuff, these beautiful European adventures and all this stuff. Whatever she wants to do, she can do whatever she wants because she's an exceedingly wealthy abortionist. Um, the foot soldier of the corrupt politicians and the pharmaceutical giants. So if she had an ounce of honor and any type of morality, she would certainly blow the whistle here. That's the point of this video. So cultural and political shockwaves. Pro-life and ethical medical communities would rally behind her, using her statements as irrefutable evidence that the industry has been built on lies. Well, there already is irrefutable evidence that the industry has been built on lies, but it would certainly help. To put the lawmakers and to put the culpability on the lawmakers that have been bribed by the industry giants. So lawmakers, under pressure from the public, might launch investigations into pharmaceutical companies and abortion providers. Real lawmakers, not the bribed, dishonorable, politician. Real lawmakers, right? And real, attorneys general that will launch investigations into how the pharmaceutical industry bribed lawmakers and got their foot in the door. Right, the door that did not belong to them. It belongs to the people, the same people that were killed. Right, that's the thing. Whose door does it belong to? The door belongs to the people that were, and now they're dead. Right, and that's the thing. They are dead. The people died because of directly because of Dr. Michel Dow. Oh, what a story! What an absolute bombshell of a story. The beginning to the end, right? With a high-profile whistleblower from within the system, more doctors feel emboldened to speak out. Patients would start demanding the truth. The abortion industry, reliant on secrecy and deception, would struggle to maintain its control. Again, not the surgical abortion and all this stuff where you can actually see the baby's face. No, this is the birth control pill, which does not prevent the conception. The baby will be surviving and naturally progressing until a period about 6 to 9 days or so. And they will say, oh, the blastocyst failed to implant. But the actual truth of the matter is that the baby boy or baby girl will be, continuing with the natural stages of development, and will die due to these birth control pills, which do not prevent conception. It does not stop the ovulation. It actually just kills the baby in the later stage of implantation. So Dr. Dow could either remain complicit in a system of destruction or take a courageous stand to expose it. If she were to choose the latter, history would remember her not for her past, but for the moment she chose truth over profit. And in addition to whistleblowing, I would like to see her, step her own feet where she belongs, in the federal penitentiary. And she where if she had any kind of honor at all, she would blow the whistle on this and put herself where she belongs, in the federal penitentiary, for a period of life imprisonment. She belongs in the prison for life without the eligibility for parole. No parole. She has to do a full 25 years before she's even has the idea of an application for parole. This is a murderess, and she used the corrupt system that the lawmakers were being bribed by the industry giants, and she's lying to these women, deceiving her, pretending that the pregnancy starts at implantation and the blastocysts fail to implant. What a story! What an absolute shocker! When I can expose this, when I actually took the entire matter, grasped the reality and seriousness of this matter here, and furthermore, to the fact that she will not blow the whistle. Absolutely not. What kind of what kind of what else does she have left? She's She's there putting herself on the national news from coast to coast to coast. Her face was seen from the west coast, right, the Pacific Ocean to the Arctic Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean on the national news of Canada as a pillar of the community, as a hero. She's the medical director of the Clare Health Center. She's a murderess. And she's a foot soldier for the abortion industry. It's so incredible. I'm having a hard time to explain this in everything that I'm here. I'm putting the notes. I'm doing a screenshot, reading the notes, and still I cannot fully express the seriousness of this. The situation, right? And my grandmother, my grandmother surely is spinning in her grave. Um, begging her to stop this madness, blow the whistle on this really horrible industry that will destroy the Acadian culture. All right, and that's my grandmother. She's living right next to my house. When I was growing up, I could just we'll just walk to my grandmother's house. I just go see her. Usually every day I go see her. And she was a very very nice grandmother. And Dr. Michel Dow would also go visit my same grandmother and also call her grandmother. It says shivers up and down my spine just to think about that she is like my direct family member. It's ridiculously close, and I am just I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. I first of all, you have to learn about this. The first thing that you have to do, you have to learn about uh, what she actually done, right? So she's prescribing birth control. Well, where's the illness? Well, the illness is, well, the natural, fertility. Is that the illness, right? That you need to cure natural fertility. And so what are these drugs? Well, they do not prevent the ovulation, and they do not stop the conception. They just kill the baby at the later stage, a very natural and healthy stage of development, which is the implantation. It just kills the baby. The baby will, the blastocyst will fail to implant. No, the baby boy or the baby girl will die because of you, Dr. Michel Dow. Ridiculous, ridiculous. And she's certainly culpable. There's guilt here. There's certainly blood that is crying from the ground, and the blood is squarely on her hands. And the legal culpability, there's legal culpability, and certainly a case for a civil, a reasonable argument could be made for a civil case that would bring, damages would be paid out to people that have lost children because of her, right? So, and it's not just it's not just the baby that has died. It's not just the baby that has died. It's actually the children of that baby that could have died, and the grandchildren and the grandchildren. So that entire family lineage. Into the future, into the 120, 100, 200, even 500 or 1,000 years is gone forever because of this what she wants to have a nice brick mansion and a lakefront estate. That's how greedy she is. And oh sure, the pharmaceutical giants and corrupt lawmakers that took in bribes are laughing, but she is certainly the guilty one. She is certainly the guilty party that will and here's the good thing is that the abortion, this kind of nonsense will end at some point. But let's say, for example, she were to blow the whistle, um, it would really be a step forward. But I mean, she still would, belong in the prison. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that she is guilty and belongs in the federal penitentiary for a period of 25 years. This is a very very dangerous woman, very very dangerous woman, a serious criminal, beyond the likes of what Lawfer and Robert Pickton and Ted Bundy and Richard Ramirez and Jack the Ripper. I mean, this is history in the making here. This is certainly one of the greatest killers of all time. I mean, and there's many more like her, which is even sadder.